Hey everyone, we're back again at Hersheypark, and this time Twizzlers Twisted Gravity is finally open for the season, so we're here to check that out. Also, last time we were here, there were a lot of questions about rides and constructions that were up in the air, so we're excited to see if we get our answers to what's going on with those. So let's come along, check out the park, and especially check out Twizzlers Twisted Gravity. Since Candymonium's right at the front of the park and it's one of the only rides with a digital wait time sign, we'll take a look at that wait time real quick. Right now at just after noon on a Sunday, the wait time is 90 minutes. Everybody bum rushes this thing as soon as they get to the park, so it's not too surprising. Always nice to see the Kisses fountain when you first enter the park. That's a nice touch. It really does sort of look like a Hershey Kiss, and the fact that Candymonium goes around it is really great also. Unfortunately though, it seems like Candymonium's running kind of slow today, so we may not catch that while we're standing here. Not sure exactly what happened, but this fountain that the Skyrush track goes around has become tilted to the left a little bit. It's not flat in the water anymore. It looks kind of funny. Now that Twizzlers Twisted Gravity is open and the construction is done, this bridge out of the hollow has reopened, heading toward the Super Duper Looper. Also, they have added this Twizzlers Twist Challenge, which you can see it's closed right now, so we can't really see what it looks like, but the description at the top says, can you move the ring down the spinning wire without touching it? I've seen games like these before, and they are close to impossible, so I'm kind of glad this isn't open, because those kind of games, not a fan, I have to just say that. Also, one win limit per day, but you've got to be a genius to win just once even. Last time we were here, we talked about how weird it looks about the Sky Ride here. Here is another angle of where we would see some of the Sky Ride coming by. Nothing at all. Just kind of missed that ride. I hope they can get some other kind of replacement for it. The loop of the Super Duper Looper has got new lights on it too. We're hoping to be here late enough to be able to catch that. This bridge out of the hollow that leads to Twizzlers Twisted Gravity, and these walkways over here were all closed for the construction. So of course, with the construction being done, these are all reopened as well. So you basically have a free open walkway now through the area. Here we are with a view of Twizzlers Twisted Gravity from ground level. Finally get a look at this while it's open. Even though the ride isn't currently swinging, we hope it'll start swinging in a couple of seconds. It looks even taller when you're down here all the way at the bottom. It's really interesting that they have the queue down here right by the little stream or lake, and then they make you go all the way up these stairs to get to the ride. So I guess technically the ride is in Kissing Tower Hill, but it starts off down here near the Comet. Also of note, Jen's favorite thing, they have their own logo trash can in the queue. If you don't know what ride this is, it's kind of hard to miss. You have the logo on both of the legs on the inside facing the swings. You have the logo over here. They have a logo by this little building over here as well. There's a nice Twizzlers Twisted Gravity sign on the back side of the operator booth as you're walking up to the ride as well. So you have plenty of signs to let you know exactly what this ride is if you don't already know. You can see in the queue they have some nice umbrellas for shade, which is good. They also have some misting fans up there. They only have 2 misting fans, which I think they need a little more than that, but at least they have something. However, the problem is that these big red vents above the misting fans are blowing out hot air. So in the middle of the summer, you get this hot air blowing on you while you're waiting in the queue. That's going to be awful to stand there. Hopefully they get the line moving quick enough to where people don't have to sit and bake while they're in the queue having hot air blown on them. Here's the actual entrance to the ride. Oddly enough, they don't have a sign directly above the actual entrance itself, but the interesting thing about the entrance to the queue is that they have these red bars right at the entrance with a top red bar, and the only time I've ever seen anything like that on a ride is when there is a maximum height limit. It doesn't say anything on the information boards about there being any kind of maximum height limit to this ride, so that's kind of interesting and weird that they would put this red bar up at the top here. Here's Jen modeling the tester seat for the ride. The restraint system is exactly like all of the other S&S Screamin Swing, so if you can fit on the other Screamin Swings, you should be fine to fit on this one. And of course, the tester seat has a red and a green light, so if you fit, the green light will turn on, otherwise the red light will stay on. The set of staircase to the left of Twizzlers Twisted Gravity takes you up. It's kind of like a shortcut into Kissing Tower Hill, which is good because some of the hills to get up to Kissing Tower Hill were really terrible. Stairs are much more preferable if you're able to climb stairs. My one knock on the ride is this ride has a soundtrack, and the soundtrack consists of one song that they play over and over and over again while you're waiting in line. So it gets a little annoying, especially if the ride goes down and you're standing there listening to this over and over. So as you're waiting to board the ride, the station has different varieties of Twizzlers up above there. They have a strawberry, a cherry, a chocolate, and a licorice flavor. And the 4 flavors designate which set of seats you're going to be on, the front side or the back side of this arm, or the front side or the back side of that arm. And you can see down by your feet, it tells you which set of seats you're sitting in, so you know which ones to go to when you're looking for your seats. It's kind of subtle, so if you don't think to look down, you might have a hard time figuring out which one you're supposed to go to, but that's how you know. On the outside of the Overlook food court, this little Overlook patio has officially opened up, giving you a great view of Twizzlers Twisted Gravity while you eat. As you can see here, all of the tables are standing tables only. There are no seats out here. I guess it's a way to encourage you to get your food done, get your watching done, and get out of there. Don't linger around and take up space. Even the metal of the railings on the patio are twisted to look like Twizzlers. That's a nice little subtle detail. I also like the lighting they put up above. I'm looking forward to seeing that at night. And of course, a couple of the other casualties of the construction on Twizzlers Twisted Gravity have reopened. The Coal Cracker and the Ula Bowl restaurant. Both of them are now available for you to visit. Oh, and the 3-point shooting game is back as well, which also means that the photo hub back here no longer is a housing place for all of the trash cans in this part of the park. For the rest of the video, you'll notice a little bit of a change in the audio. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of a crackle from here on out with our new microphone. We'll chalk it up to some growing pains, but unfortunately the rest of the video is going to have to be done voiceover style. We mentioned last time we were here that the Kissing Tower is celebrating its 50th anniversary this season. It's no wonder it flew under the radar for us, because strangely enough, there's nothing anywhere that says 50th anniversary for the Kissing Tower. The only way we found out is through the merchandise they made for it. You'd figure they would put something on the Kissing Tower itself, but I don't see anything at all. The area of Kissing Tower Hill over here was fenced off with some construction equipment around it last time we were here, but it looks like it's now complete. They finished with the landscaping work and the curb cement work that they were doing over here, so this area is now reopened, which also means easier access to the bathrooms. Inside of this building, where we last noticed that they keep a lot of their scenery and props for the Dark Nights event, it now has a Chevy out in front of it, so you can't really get as good of a look inside. But they also put a Dark Knights ad at the top, showing that the Terror returns on Friday, September 12th, which is actually right around the corner if I'm being honest. And also they have a QR code on the banner to get your tickets if you want to get the tickets in advance. I don't know if we mentioned this the last time we were here, but the Hersheypark Amphitheater got some new signage, so it's good to see that they're upkeeping this section of the park. On the side of the station for Fahrenheit, they always have ads for various things, usually things like ticket upgrades, but right now they have an ad for a new house coming to Dark Knights, which kind of caught me off guard a little bit. They also have an even larger date announcement, which is Friday, September 12th, if you haven't heard. So I'm excited to see that they're putting a new house in here, the Kill and Fill Garage. It'll be interesting to see where they actually put that house. I feel like there isn't a lot of room at this park for a new house, so I'm hoping they're not replacing another one with this one, but I guess time will tell. Last time we were here, the Howler was completely missing all its seats, and we wondered whether they were tearing it down for good. Well, here's your answer. No, they are certainly not tearing it down for good. It's back in one piece and working just fine again, so I guess it was just a regular renovation. The wall outside of Antemortem's, at least the facade for Antemortem's, that is a haunted house when Dark Knights actually happens, has an ad here for Dark Knights, again mentioning the opening Friday, September 12th, also showing the QR code for the advanced purchase of the Dark Knights tickets if you plan on showing up. To celebrate its 25th anniversary, Lightning Racer now has a photo spot at the exit of the ride. Sponsored by Shipley Energy. You can choose to sit in Lightning or Thunder. At the bottom it has who will win, Thunder or Lightning. We won on Lightning that day, so Jen's representing the winning side. But now she's representing the losing side. Just beneath the finish line of the Lightning Racer at this store that never seems to be open, they have a different Dark Knights ad, again advertising the opening date of September 12th and giving you the QR code. So by now, if you don't know when Dark Knights opens, you really haven't been paying attention. The pirate ship was down all day, and of course rides will go down from time to time, but the funny thing is that they're holding this one at an angle rather than flat. We've never seen anything like that before, and it looks kind of funny. If you know why they do this, let us know in the comments, because we're really curious. There's a new show inside the Music Box Theater, Twizzlers Twisted Trivia, in honor of the new Twizzlers Twisted Gravity. It's an audience participation show, and trivia does play a part in the show, but it's not so much trivia as it is a musical. There's way more song and dance in there than there is an actual trivia show, so be warned if you plan to see the show. Also, they don't have show times on the sign up there, but they do have a sign on the ground below displaying what show times they have each day. 3 show times on Sundays at 2:30, 3:45, and 5:15. The setup inside the Music Box Theater is pretty cool. On the walls they have shout-outs to their star performers, their star candies. And here's a look at the stage setup itself with a giant trivia screen. Looks just like a game show. They have the stars on the other side as well. You probably aren't wondering, but if you are, this is our first time ever seeing a show inside of the Music Box Theater.
Now it's Twizzlers time to go. H-O-T-T-O-G-O. Now it's Twizzlers time to go. H-O-T-T-O-G-O. Twist and snap and touch your toes. Raise your hands, now block and roll. Dance it out, hot time to go.
Is everyone ready?
Oh, yes. I just know you're going to get it right.
All right, here's your question, Team Twiz. What are the colors of the roller coaster cars that race on Lightning Racer? Are they blue and yellow, black and white, red and green, or turquoise and beige? What are the colors of the roller coaster cars that race on Lightning Racer? Are they blue and yellow, black and white, red and green, or turquoise and beige?
We all know my team is gonna dominate the competition.
All right, here's your question, Team Reese. How tall is the Milton Hershey statue in the park? Hint, it's his real height. 5'7", 5'11", 6'3", or 4'9". How tall is the Milton Hershey statue in the park? Hint, it's his real height. 5'7", 5'11", 6'3", or 4'9".
So the business got his pieces, and Twizzlers got a brand new ride. So, oh, you know that I'm an OG. Baby, hello, you're fine, good try. Oh, my plume is so iconic, it rises straight up to the sky.
Everybody loves her with a shake you can't miss. In a shiny bright foil, there's no chocolate like this. An original Hershey, she's incredible. Miss Kiss, Miss Kiss.
Is everyone ready?
My team was born ready.
All right, here's your question, Team Kiss. All the animals in Zoo America are from what continent? Europe, Asia, South America, or North America? All the animals in Zoo America are from what continent? Europe, Asia, South America, or North America? Now, it is time for us to bring out our final Hersheypark friend. Who could it be? Do you know?
I know about you, but I'm craving chocolate too. Everything will be alright when Hershey's next to you. You know about me, but I'll bet you want to. Everything will be alright. We just keep dancing, us and Hershey and you.
Hershey, it is so great to have you here. Have you come up with a super sweet bonus round question?
I sure have. Ferris, explain the rules for this round to our amazing competitors.
All right, you each have a Hersheypark pinwheel paddle. Now, I will read the question, and it won't be multiple choice. We will need you to raise your paddle if you know the answer. The first team to raise their paddle gets to answer the question, and if they get it right, they get the 50 points. If not, the next team that had raised their paddle gets to answer, and so on and so on. Now remember, I have to read the entire question before we can put our paddles up, okay? Is everyone ready? All right, here is Hershey's question. Finish the quote from our most popular t-shirt ever sold. I survived the blank.
We're going to hop on the monorail to try to catch a glimpse of Twizzlers Twisted Gravity from that angle. We were hopeful that we might possibly catch it running while we were on the monorail.
Per hour, offering you panoramic views of Hersheypark.
I thought they had like those.
To your right, you'll see some of our thrilling coasters in the hollow, including our oldest wing, and soar through the skies on the newest thrilling attraction, Twizzlers Twisted Gravity, the tallest Screamin Swing in the world. We're now entering Kissing Tower Hill, perched atop the highest point. Please remain seated until the monorail comes to a complete stop. Then exit towards the rear of the platform. Thank you for riding and enjoy.
We don't really walk over to the bumper cars that often, so I'm not sure how long this has been here, but there's this Jolly Rancher themed photo op wall. It's kind of a nice touch, and Jen sure seems to like it. Another question that we finally had answered from our last visit is what they're going to do with the station for the Skyview now that the Skyview is no more. The answer is that they turned it into the Twizzlers Terrace. The Twizzlers Terrace is basically a shaded seating area, and in addition they also have a backdrop where periodically they'll have some meet and greets with the candy characters. Unfortunately no one was there while we were there, but they will be there a few times a day. There are also a few shaded benches if you need to rest your feet. It's an okay use of the space. I'd rather have a ride there still, but at least it's something. Better than a vacant area. If you have the right lighting and you're standing at the right angle, you can still see the footprints on the ground where they wanted you to stand to board the Skyview previously. It's funny that they actually indented the cement there. There's actually a pretty good view from the Twizzlers Terrace of Twizzlers Twisted Gravity. Also, something we didn't notice when we were at ground level, but it's easy to see now. This pole that's right here, as I zoom in, is one of the supports from the former Skyview. We didn't even realize when we were at ground level that this was still standing. We're not sure whether it was always surrounded by benches or if they added them once the Skyview closed, but they kind of disguised the support. There are always bunnies running wild all over the park. With nature like this, who really needs Zoo America? The store near the front of the park that was once known as the Kisses Boutique has changed its name to Surfside Styles. And given that name, it isn't surprising that it now sells beachwear, which is a completely different style of merchandise than what used to be in here. And that was, of course, more Kisses themed merchandise, and also more merchandise that was for kids. The finished patio of the overlook looks really great at night with these rainbow lights over here. Also, as expected, gives a great view of the ride, which you're about to see a nighttime view of the ride in action. The sign lights up at night, looks really cool on the back side of the operator booth. So that was our look at what's changed at Hersheypark since the last time we were here a couple of months ago. I was surprised to see exactly how much has changed. The Twizzlers Twisted Gravity opening up is really exciting. It was a really fun ride. If you've ridden other Screamin Swings, it's really similar, but it feels so much faster. And they feel like they swing you more than most Screamin Swings too. We had a really good time on Twizzlers Twisted Gravity. We also enjoyed seeing all the construction being completed both near Twizzlers Twisted Gravity and also over near Kissing Tower Hill. The park's shaping up to look really good for the year. So we're excited to have seen all of that in person as well. We're also excited for the Dark Nights coming up soon. It's actually several months away right now, but it's exciting to see the ads around the park getting us excited for it. That's one of our favorite events, so the fact that they are advertising it year-round now is a good sign that it's doing really well. So if you enjoyed the video, we'd appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up. And also subscribe to the channel. Every like and subscribe is a big help to the channel. Also, please be sure to check out our Instagram page, which is appearing right over Jen's head right now. Right below that is our Threads handle. And then right below Jen is our email address. Please be sure to email us any questions, comments, concerns, constructive criticism. We read them all and we appreciate any feedback that you give. So now we're going to go off and wait in a 3-hour coaster line with these crowds. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for watching, but the fun's not over yet. Click the box in front of my face for another fun video, or click my tree to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another video.